Talk about today is how the home user would use NetLibrary. Now, this is basically a home user product. It works best with a broadband connection. It will work with a dial-up modem, but on a dial-up modem it will be very, very slow. So the first thing you need to remember is that the patron will need to register for a NetLibrary account. Now, they can do this in one of two ways. They can do it at a computer in the library, or they can do it from home if they go to our home page, authenticate, and then go to the NetLibrary website to create their account. NetLibrary is essentially a Windows product. You can use a Macintosh to do it, but it works better with Windows Media Player, and you want to have an updated browser, you want to have the latest version of Windows Media Player, and you also probably want to have something that's a little better than Windows 98. So you're looking at a computer with Windows XP or Windows Vista with a high-speed connection, and then of course you'll need an MP3 player of some sort. Staff can show patrons how to navigate the site, how to create an account, how to add things to their book cart, but staff cannot download material for the patron, nor can a patron download material to a library computer. It just doesn't work. It's just not set up that way. Things that you should remember when talking to the patron is that speed really does count. Faster is better. A DSL connection, Time Warner, Roadrunner connection, something like that. The second thing that you should remember is that this will not work on an iPod. The Windows Media format is not compatible, and there's something called digital rights management. So you need to be dealing with that. Finally, there is some time involved in the setup the first time around, but once the user gets logged in, gets their account set up, they do have the ability to pass right over us and go directly to the NetLibrary website. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the very beginning, and we're going to show you how a patron would make an account, download a book, an e-book, or an e-audio book, and then go ahead and play it. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go to our home page. So that would be www.greenlibrary.info. Once the home page opens, we want to choose the e-audio icon right here. That takes us to an intermediate page. It explains something about the it explains something about the product. It explains there's a brochure that you can look at. But the first thing we want to do is we want to set up an account. So this will take us now to the authentication page because we're acting as a home user. And we're going to want to enter our name, our barcode, and then of course we require a PIN. And once we do this, we'll not remember this right now. Once we do this, we're going to be passed through to the NetLibrary website. And on the NetLibrary website, we have the ability to create a free account. So we click on this link to create an account. And what it's going to ask for is it's going to ask for a username. It's going to ask for a password. We have to confirm our password. There's a password hint here in case you forget it, your first name and your last name. And then when you're done, you create your account. Now, you'll notice down here that the account is going to be associated with GCPL. In fact, it's associated with GCPL-OH0247. And the reason for that is because in addition to the e-audio books that we purchase, there are also e-books that are purchased by Oakland. So once we've created our account, we log in, or we're carried to the login screen, and we enter our username, and we enter our password, and then we log in. The login screen takes us to the home page for NetLibrary, And you notice that what has happened here is that we've started at the library's homepage, we've gone to the Create an Account screen, we've created our account, and then we've logged in using the account. Now, once we're here, we can search for either e-audiobooks or we can search for ebooks. So we're already on the site. We're all ready to go. So we'll choose e-audiobooks. And we're going in a browsing screen now. We're looking at all of the titles. You'll notice that there's a little more than 2,000 e-audio books in the collection that belong to Greene County. You'll notice that the page is branded. You'll notice that we have the opportunity to go home to the NetLibrary homepage, or we have the opportunity to go back to the library's homepage. So we're going to select download an audiobook. We'll choose B as for Betsy. We're going to choose CD quality. Now, the reason we're going to choose CD quality is we're going to play this on our MP3 player, and the quality is a little bit better. But you'll notice that if I were a dial-up user, that this download would take me 1 hour and 2 minutes. And it's going to take some time, but it's not going to take quite that amount of time. You also can learn a little bit about the sound qualities. You can view a demo of how to use audiobooks. You can read an FAQ, and you can read the listening requirements. And the listening requirements will tell you about using Windows Media Player and other options, or about your players particularly. So we'll choose CD quality, and then we're going to save this download to disk. And you'll notice that the download starts, and on this internet connection, this download is going to take 2.5 to 3 minutes. So that's not too bad. So now we can go back while the download is happening. What we're going to do is now we're going to look at this as if we were in the library. So we're going to open up a new window here, and we're going to go to the catalog. That would be library.gcpl, or you can go through the home page, whatever you like to do. I prefer to go to just library.gcpl. Now we're going to search for we're going to do a keyword search. We're going to search for 10 pound. We know that 10 pound is a popular mystery. We can view the entire collection, so we'll hit go. And once we get here, you'll notice that we do have, you see this logo, this is the NetLibrary logo, and we have the option to go to the website. And because we've already authenticated once, the way the authentication works is that wherever you touch the catalog, wherever you're asked to authenticate, whether it's to use a database or to search or to view my account, you're already authenticated. So we're passed right through without being asked to authenticate again. You'll notice that the screen for this is very much the same. It wants us to log in if we do not have an account already, or we can download the book. So we'll go up here and we'll choose login. And once again, we'll log in using our NetLibrary account. And we won't remember that username or password. And now we are prompted to download the audiobook. And we're going to once again choose CD quality. And our choices, again, are to open with Windows Media Player, which is the default, or to save the file to disk. I like to save the file to disk because these are long downloads, and I don't have to wait for Windows Media Player to open to take an action, and I've got the file on my hard drive. So we'll click OK. And we'll notice that now what we've got is we've got a 25-minute download for 10 pound penalty, and we're just about done with our download as for B as for Betsy. So let's close out of this. Let's close out of this. And back on our desktop, what we have now is we have an icon, a Windows Media Player icon for B as for Betsy. So to play this, we double-click on this icon. It opens up Windows Media Player. And it will start to play. It will start to play play the title. Now, we can also copy this. We can also copy this to our CD or burn it to a device if we want to use a MP3 player. And in this is Media Player 9. So we would copy to CD. We choose the title. We choose Copy to CD. It's going to prompt us to insert a blank CD, and we insert the blank CD, and it goes ahead and it burns it. And that is pretty much all there is to it.